Hello everyone, welcome to PyCon Colombia 2026 edition. Today we have the pleasure to be here with Elizabeth Granda Rodriguez and Esteban López from Factor, both of you machine learning engineers, right?
That's right.
Yes.
So thank you guys to be here, to accepting this invitation. I have a lot of questions for you to talking about your company, the amazing things you guys are doing in Factor. So let's start. The first questions I have is for engineers discovering Factor through PyCon Colombia, how would you describe what Factor builds and why this community should be paying attention?
Sure. So thank you for having us. And I would describe Factor as an amazing place for engineers to work at projects that are related to data, to AI, to machine learning, to analytics, projects that really go into production and affect the business, delivering real business value. And Python is at the heart of what we do, right? And I think that at PyCon we can meet great talent that really harness the power of this amazing programming language to do these kind of things. And maybe they want to deliver value with what they can do with us.
Nice. Well, many companies tackle AI and data engineering. What truly differentiates Factor approach to solving these complex problems?
Okay, so at Factor, our engineers will work in real applications that affect real businesses and affect the experience that users get from products and services at the scales of millions of users are impacted by the services and products of our clients. So they get to have a real impact to deliver real business value and to design infrastructure that will accomplish these things, to propose business-driven ideas and work with just world-class talent, world-class teammates, and at world-class clients, of course.
I have a next question for you guys. Factor engineers have contributed to research, participate in global AI conference. How does that research exposure shape the way engineers grow inside Factor?
Well, research is an incredible skill to have because by doing research, you get to learn not only more about the object of study, because I actually think it's the less relevant skill that research gives you. Research helps us understand in our world in a different way. It makes us teachable people. It keeps us humble and open to learning at all times. And it pushes us to think of different ways to solve problems, to build clear and logical paths to solve them. So it challenges to dig into the mechanics of how things actually work and how we can test our ideas through experimentation and error and trial and error, which is the error part most of the times because that's how research works. And scientific and technological presentation spaces help us build professional skills and especially help us transmit ideas in a way that we all people can understand. And I think it's the first step to knowledge democratization. And it creates spaces where we all get to learn from each other, where we all get to be teachers and students. And I think it's the best part and the most joyful part of research, that you're always learning and you're always nurturing your curiosity. And conferences and workshops are the kind of spaces we have had the opportunity to participate, not as visitors, but as researchers. And I'm proud to say that we have worked in different modalities in all of these conferences and workshops that go from audio, vision, language modeling, foundational language modeling, and applied research with LLMs. And so far this year, we have had the opportunity to attend to many of the most important scientific and technological conferences around the world, including CVPR, ICLR, ACL, and COLM. We're actually going to Interspeech in September, NeoRIPS, and then many more to come in the future years. So yeah.
A lot of AI research looks promising in controlled settings, right? But what does research really for production means and Factor?
Thank you so much for having us, first of all. And many of our research projects and ideas at Factor come from a place of needs inside the company and in our clients' businesses. So many of the tools we use at Factor that optimize certain workflows inside the company or across teams have all a deep seed in research. They all are research driven, and many of the tools we have created are all systems ready to use that are systems in production. So with research, we can solve all these problems that go across Factor and their clients. And one of the best examples I can offer to you is actually the project I had the opportunity to work on during my internship at Factor, which was about resume parsing, because due to Factor businesses and the nature of our business, resumes are one of the most, if not the most important thing we have at Factor, right? So with my mentor, who happens to be the head of our R&D team, we started working on this idea, and with each step we took, we discovered that there was not a definitive answer to this problem, that there was a huge gap in the literature about this problem, and we both have past researchers. We like research, so we saw the opportunity, we saw the research opportunity, and we took it, and we built a Factor benchmark that helps us currently to test systems, to test our own systems or commercial systems. And we actually wrote a paper about it, and we sent it to one of the most important conferences at Vision in the world, which is CVPR, and we actually won Best Shared Paper Award in there. So we're really proud of it.
Sounds great. A lot of work, but I think a bit amazing work, right? Okay, guys. My next question is: what structure in the side Factor help engineers move from curiosity and research ideas to a stronger technical execution?
Well, the principal team in charge of research at Factor is our research and development team. We are a very small team, but it's a team that I'm really proud to be part of. And this team creates spaces and opportunities for engineers to get deep into research ideas, to work in challenges, to work in conferences, in a team bonding space. So another important structure at Factor that we have inside the company are what we call expertise group or study groups. We have like 5 to 7 expertise group that goes around different subjects, different themes like Gen AI, reinforcement learning, and reg systems, and more. And we have leader engineers at each of these groups that act as teachers and professors to all the other engineers that guide their learning. So those are very important structures we have at Factor for research, but I think the ultimate support comes from Factor itself. Factor has given me a junior engineer, a person that just graduated from college, all the opportunity I've needed all the space I needed to grow, to make mistakes, to fix them, to learn from them. And I'm really thankful for that. And I think companies that invest in AI and companies that invest in research in this AI era are really rare, and I think it's an important valuable statement that Factor does that. Factor invests in us, and it's actually a joy. Doing research is a joy, and I've enjoyed so much the work I get to do and got to do at Factor every single day, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one.
Amazing. So that you have a lot of internal training and coaching juniors, engineers. Amazing. Next question. Factor works with partners like Anthropic and Databricks. How does your research drawing approach influence the work with these companies?
Well, at Factor, partnerships are like a way of centralize needs, ideas, and solutions. And as our company, our most important goal is to solve our clients' problems, right? We care about how they see the world, how their business operates, and we see the world through their eyes, and it's the perspective we care about the most. However, partnerships with companies like Databricks and Anthropic help us to have a broader view of the world. They help us to look at the world like from a higher vantage point, and they give us the opportunity to see challenges that go across organization and industries, because those are the clients that they have, and we look at problems like in a more general way, and we can work on them, and we solve the problems. The research-driven part in here is that through that observation process, we observe, we study, we learn, we understand, and we comprehend the general problem that we have, and we have delivered systems, solutions, workflows, accelerators that come as system packages that have been useful for many users of Databricks. And yeah, the research-driven part is that observation process, because we do everything from a very thoughtful application of the scientific method. So yeah.
Amazing. Very cool. Next question. You were training engineers on machine learning and AI, of course. What trends are shaping this field right now?
Sure. So I have the privilege of working, training some amazing engineers, and it can be very rewarding to train people who are already so good, and they just need that last mile of a little more experience and a little more context to be just amazing. And I would say that what we see today is that powerful agents that harness powerful AI models can be very, very useful and can make use of very powerful tools. And that allows these agents to make great impact, to automate very challenging tasks. But that also creates a lot of risks.
Yeah,
and what we want right now is our engineers to be aware of those risks. We want them to know what those vulnerabilities are so that they can mitigate them, right? Using these powerful agents can put you in a real tight spot when you get, let's say, an adversarial prompt or some prompt injection attack. And we want our engineers to be aware of those risks, and we want them to know how they can really use these technologies not only to create powerful automations, but to mitigate the risks and really counteract them and be able to prevent them before they make any damage.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, these models are going to be very powerful in the future, so we need to have these guardrails and errors, all this stuff.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. Next question, guys. What kind of engineers will the market need next? How does Factor prepare people for that level of the work?
So I would say that it is very important that we have engineers that go way beyond just owning a notebook with some piece of code, right? We want engineers who can own a system, from designing the components of the system from the infrastructure side of things to making the business-driven decisions that really shape these systems and allows them to create impact and to really deliver value to clients and to final users. That is very important. But crucially, another thing that is very important for engineers nowadays is that the market wants engineers who really understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
That we want engineers that understand the tools that they're using. They shouldn't just be good users of the tools. The tools can be easy to use, but to use them well, to be able to debug them, to be able to really take performance out of them, you should probably understand what's behind the scenes. And those engineers who really have taken the time and have the curiosity to understand what they're working with, those are the engineers that the market really needs.
Yeah, focus on fundamentals and first principles, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Amazing. Yeah.
that's right and very important.
Next question, guys. How does career growth work and Factor, especially through personalized roadmaps?
Well, actually, I think I'm the best example for that question, because as I mentioned before, I started my path at Factor as an intern, and after I successfully finished the internship, they offered me to stay as an undergraduate student because I didn't have my diploma by then. But after getting my diploma, they actually made me another offer to take my career to the next level. So it's really easy and it's really clear how to grow at Factor. One of the things I value the most is precisely this clear path on how you can take your career to the next level and how you can switch roles, how everything that is expected from you. So everything is really clear from the management and people team. They do an amazing job at being really transparent on the things you need, the things that are expected from you.
Guys, the last question is for engineers and PyCon Colombia who are considering their next career move, what kind of people try at Factor and how can they apply?
Well, at least from the technical side of things, I would say that the engineers who thrive at Factor are the ones who really enjoy growing and learning through solving challenging problems, right? But also engineers who feel comfortable owning real systems, owning real production grade deployments, and owning also business outcomes, right? We want engineers who can have a healthy and productive relationship and communication with the business. And beyond that, technical ability, which we, of course, we require engineers that have a lot of that technical acumen, and we train them to improve it. We have a strong focus on that, but we want integral engineers who are, let's say, good citizens of the ecosystem in terms of both technology and business.
And also, something to add in there that what Esteban was saying is that one of the things we care most in Factor is the culture fit. That is many times the main decider of who gets to stay and who gets to go at Factor, because we appreciate transparency, honesty, and respect, and we are diverse and we encourage it, and we think that great people, brilliant people, and smart people can be found anywhere on earth. So come as you are. That is one of the main value we have at Factor. So if you like to solve challenging problems, as Esteban was mentioned, and you are a really transparent person, you respect differences, you are welcome to Factor. You can go to factor.ai/careers and you can find all the open positions that we have at Factor that are a lot.